Henyard says she is endorsing a new board, but not announcing who they are just yet, instead promising to name them later this month. Henyard is under investigation by the FBI.
Now she's teasing a big announcement that she claims will result in some of her opponents being arrested and charged.
How much would you be prepared to spend on a re-election party for a politician? It will cost you a cool $50 simply to enter the building if you're in Dolton, Illinois, and you want to support Mayor Tiffany Henyard. That's correct. $50 is the entrance charge. Prices only increase from there, but considering the scandal surrounding Henyard's tenure in office, you have to ask yourself if this is a daring fundraising stunt or a last-ditch effort to hide some grave financial malfeasance.
Not until 2025, yet Tiffany Henyard has officially decided she wants to stay as mayor despite the cloud of controversy.
Since assuming office in 2021, Tiffany Henyard's time as mayor of Dolton, a little town of roughly 20,000 people just south of Chicago, has been a roller coaster of political intrigue, accusations, and controversy that might equal any high-stakes TV show. Constant criticism over her style of leadership, financial practices, claimed abuse of authority, allegations of financial mismanagement and corruption, and allegations that she intimidated her political opponents via the local police force. Her administration has been plagued by rivals for a long time. These accusations point to a habit of wasteful expenditure and the purported utilization of public revenues for private expenses. The unrest under her direction has put Dolton, already facing financial difficulties, in an even more vulnerable situation, casting doubt on her priorities as a public servant. Decisions such as allegedly allocating funding to personal ventures or participating in dubious residents' dissatisfaction has been exacerbated by financial practices. Despite the increasing dissatisfaction, town authorities and even some of her erstwhile allies criticize her administration for continuously prioritizing personal ambition over communal needs, which has made the town's problems worse. Henyard appears unfazed despite the fact that locals publicly doubt her capacity to lead, a move that has many people perplexed. This daring move comes amid a backdrop of intense criticism, with many Dolton residents expressing frustration over her leadership and questioning whether she should even remain in office, let alone seek another term. Her apparent dismissal of these concerns has only strengthened the perception that she is out of touch with the struggles of her constituents, a town that has seen a lot of opposition. She is moving forward with the re-election campaign, complete with the launch party, as if to signal her confidence in overcoming the mounting opposition. Endured its fair share of unrest under Henyard's watch, her decision to run for re-election is viewed by some as defiance and by others as audacity. Regardless of viewpoint, it is evident that Henyard's political journey has become a turning point for Dolton, compelling locals to face the difficulties of governance and leadership accountability. It remains to be seen whether her confidence will be reacted to favorably by voters or not. Uncertainty abounds, but one thing is certain: the drama surrounding her tenure and re-election campaign has put Dolton at a crossroads where the town's future is at stake.
It was a special board meeting because business has not gotten done at 2 previous meetings, so that's some progress there, but this meeting was not without its fair.
The reason Tiffany Henyard's re-election campaign is making waves isn't just because she launched it in the face of mounting controversy. It's also because of its eye-catching fundraising strategy, which looks more like an exclusive club membership than a political rallying cry. If you want to attend her launch party, be ready to shell out cash. The $50 admission fee is just the start of her intricate tiered donation system that makes it clear that supporting her comes at a premium moving up the ladder. For $35, you can call yourself a resident supporter, but ironically, that amount won't even get you into the party. It seems like Henyard is placing a high value on loyalty. You can go from resident supporter to just supporter for $50, but the difference is absurd. Little for the additional $15, but things get more complicated as her campaign launches higher tiers to attract larger donations for $150. You attain the prestigious position of bronze supporter, demonstrating your greater dedication to the cause, or at least to the flexibility of your finances. But there's more. You can rise to the silver sponsor level, a title that denotes a higher standing, by spending more than $500. At the inner circle of Henyard, even though its benefits are still unknown, if you have $11,000 to spare, you can become a gold sponsor and show everyone how much you support her vision, or even just secure bridging rights. However, even the gold level is nothing compared to the pinnacle of devotion, which can be obtained for a cool $55,000. Sponsor obtaining the most, the emblem of devotion and giving. Yes, you read correctly. $5,000 to demonstrate your steadfast support for a mayor whose 10 years have been marred by scandal. The campaign's toll pricing structure has drawn widespread criticism, with detractors claiming that it is an out-of-touch ploy rather than a sincere effort to engage voters. The ridiculousness of allocating dollar amounts to supporter labels has, as her detractors ridicule the pay-to-play nature of the Domian tiers, many are questioning the priorities of Henyard's campaign, wondering if this approach reflects a fundamental disconnect with the average resident of Dolton. Even some supporters are left wondering if such extravagant fundraising tactics are the best way to regain the trust of a skeptical electorate.
First time in many weeks, Dolton trustees and Mayor Tiffany Henyard held a public meeting together, but not at Village.
In addition to its ostentatious fundraising strategies, Tiffany Henyard's re-election campaign has drawn harsh criticism and raised eyebrows for its troubling implications regarding her priorities and leadership style. Asking supporters to shell out up to $5,000 for a party has naturally raised concerns about where all this money is going, especially in light of the accusations of financial mismanagement that have plagued her tenure as mayor of Dolton. Many view this fundraising strategy as just another dubious tactic to further harm her already precarious reputation in the wake of her suspected misuse of public funds, making the situation even more divisive. One way to pay for donations is by using a Zelle account that is directly connected to Henyard's personal bank account. This unconventional approach has caused anger and skepticism. It has left locals and critics wondering if it's just another pandering ploy. Pockets in the name of campaign fundraising. These kinds of practices are not typical of political campaigns and have increased suspicions about what's actually happening behind the scenes. Notwithstanding these growing worries, Henyard is unflinching in her resolve to hold onto power in the face of growing opposition. She has boldly called herself the Super Mayor, a title that has only served to further distance her from an increasing number of her constituents. Moniker has angered many, signifying what some perceive to be an exaggerated ego and a leadership style that puts IES's personal ambition ahead of the needs of the community. However, the title isn't the only thing that has drawn criticism. Trustees and residents of Dolton have accused her of using the police force to intimidate her opponents and of running the town like a dictatorship, exercising power with little regard for accountability or transparency, have only increased the sense of suspicion around her administration. In addition, her propensity for ostentatious spending, frequently at the expense of taxpayers, has increased residents of Dolton's annoyance with lavish events and needless expenditures. Her behavior has given the impression that she is a leader who is more focused on promoting herself than dealing with the urgent problems facing the town. Meanwhile, under her leadership, Dolton's financial problems persisted, causing the municipality to incur more debt rather than address. Taking these issues head-on, Henyard seems more concerned with maintaining her reputation and securing her political future, which makes many wonder if she is capable of leading it all. Her unwillingness to actively respond to these criticisms only serves to reinforce the idea that she is a leader who is disconnected from the needs of her community, putting power before advancement.
The board meeting got canceled because of a lack of a quorum.
That came after a disagreement about where to hold the meeting, as trustees expressed concerns for their...
The Dolton, Illinois, is currently experiencing a financial crisis and is facing over $5 million in debt. The issue is getting worse and shows no indications of getting better. Because of the town's terrible financial situation, some people believe that the police cars may soon be confiscated because the village cannot afford to pay even after the town has looted. Money problems Mayor Tiffany Henyard appears to be totally Disregarding the escalating crisis in favor of concentrating on her public image, her leadership has come under increasing scrutiny as she continues to spend money on self-promotion instead of addressing the urgent problems Dolton Henyard is facing. She has taken the customary step of putting her face on posters and billboards throughout the town with slogans like "Keeping My Promises" and *What's. Her actions have drawn similarities to autocratic leaders like Nicolas Maduro of Venezuela, according to People's Choice. Residents of Dolton have become increasingly frustrated as a result, believing that their mayor is more focused on improving her personal reputation than dealing with the financial chaos she is managing. It has been reported that Henyard has been using public funds, and there are numerous accusations of misuse of them. As tensions rise and the town's residents become more irate over her actions, it's evident that the leadership of Henyard has become a symbol of Dolton's lavish travel, extensive security, and even a personal skating rink that only opens when she hosts an event. Dolton's budget is falling further into the red Henyard, ignoring the needs of the town's residents in favor of her own brand. The town is in dire need of action to address its financial problems, but Henyard appears more focused on promoting herself and maintaining an opulent lifestyle than on addressing the issues that could determine Dolton's future. As a result, many members of the community are becoming disenchanted with a leader who seems to be more focused on herself than on addressing the problems that the community faces. Residents intense frustration and helplessness as they wonder how a town with such serious financial problems can continue to be run by someone more concerned with self-glorification than with resolving the issues that matter most is made worse by the fact that she is out of touch with the very people she was elected to serve.
Henyard's landlord showed up here to see her tenant in person after she says Henyard has been dodging both her and rent payments for months.
Henyard is still running for re-election in spite of all of this, and she has even gone so far as to suggest a wage ordinance that would reduce the compensation of the person who would succeed her if she loses the next election, all while maintaining her own income. This is a clear power move. It's evident that Henyard isn't giving up easily, but at what price? Additionally, the FBI investigation, which is still hanging over her, began earlier this year when federal authorities sent out subpoenas to obtain. The investigation is reportedly looking into allegations of financial misconduct, including claims that Henyard has been using taxpayer funds for personal expenses. It includes financial records and business documentation from Dolton and nearby Thoron Township, where Henyard serves as a supervisor. We're talking about thousands of dollars spent on things like luxury hotels, dining out, and Amazon purchases. If these charges are accurate, Henyard may face severe consequences. Interestingly, Henyard has stayed rather stable. Remained silent about the investigation. She has, of course, denied any wrongdoing, but she has also been cautious not to give away too much. In a recent Facebook Live broadcast, she addressed some of the accusations made against her, but she did not offer any hard proof to clear her name. Instead, she launched into a nearly 90-minute tirade in which she blamed her opponents for the town's issues and said she would spill the tea later. In the past, Henyard has made similar claims, even hinting at a podcast in which she would be honest with her detractors. Despite all of this, Henyard appears certain that she will be reelected. She has already declared her campaign and is preparing for what she anticipates to be a landslide victory. It feels like a lot of smoke and mirrors here. Victory, but Dolton residents and trustees may not be so easily influenced this time around. Many are sick of the status quo and are demanding change. Trustee Jason House, who is running against Henyard and is a member of the Clean House slate, has been outspoken about the need to. Several residents have spoken out at public meetings, demanding accountability and transparency from their mayor. One resident even said, "This is an embarrassment to Dolton. Why won't you step down?" It's a fair question, but Henyard doesn't seem to plan to. In fact, she has been using every strategy in the book to hold on to power, and she has even threatened to have her political opponents arrested. That's right, arrested during one of her well-known live broadcasts on Facebook. Henyard announced that she will file charges against several people, but she did not list the specific offenses they were accused of. This is a very daring move, especially as she is already being sued for eviction for not paying the rent on her house. Rent is months past due, and her landlord is suing self-proclaimed Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard.
Politics embattled Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard is mounting a re-election bid. Henyard made the announcement in a post on her Facebook.
Her landlady, Janetta Hull, recently addressed the matter, disclosing that Henyard and her partner, Kamal Woods, had not paid rent since August. According to Hall, the couple owes her thousands of dollars, and they have even changed the locks on the house to prevent her from leaving. Hull, who formerly thought of Henyard as a friend, now regrets ever renting from her. Filed an eviction lawsuit, but she hasn't been able to serve the papers yet because Henyard has been evading her. Henyard said that you have to realize that karma will eventually catch up with you, so just pay your rent. This is a pretty dire situation for someone who is attempting to leave a town, but let's not forget Henyard's other financial problems on top of the rent problems. In addition to the ongoing Facebook investigation into her spending patterns, reports indicate that Henyard has been using the village's credit card to make dubious purchases, such as a $43,000 Amazon shopping spree. She has also been charged with spending thousands of dollars on upscale dining, entertainment, and travel, all the while Dolton's finances continue to deteriorate. Dominance, as if that wasn't enough, there's also the issue of her security detail. According to Robert Collins, the former chief of police in Dolton, who was fired by Henyard, she has been using police officers as her personal bodyguards since a protest over a shooting in 2021, and she has accrued over $1 million in overtime pay for the officers. What do you think about Tiffany Henyard's re-election? Late last year, the mayor also used the officers for personal errands, such as picking up her daughter from school or going shopping. Collins even acknowledged that Henyard had instructed him to target specific people for harassment, which only serves to increase the number of accusations against her. Do you think she truly thinks she's the best person to lead Dolton? Or is her campaign just a desperate attempt to stay in power? Would you pay the $50 admission charge to attend her party? Let us know in the comments until the next time. Something indicates that this tale is far from over, so stay tuned for more updates on the drama taking place in Dolton.